If you need help with understanding inverse proportion up to the grade 5 or crossover level, then you're in the right place. Inverse proportion takes a little bit of thinking about. So when one value is increasing, the other value is decreasing at the same rate. Imagine you've got someone painting a room, okay? You've got 3 people painting a room. If you increase the number of people, if we double the number of people painting that room, so we're going from 3 people painting it to 6 people painting it, is it going to double the time or is it going to half the time that it takes? And if we think about it logically, we'll realise it's going to half the time. More people, less time. So it's different to direct proportion where if one thing increases, the other thing increases too. With inverse, if one thing increases, the other thing decreases, but at the same rate. So if something's multiplied by 2, then we're dividing by 2. So let's have a look at this in more detail. So if it takes 3 painters 12 hours to paint a room, let's have a think of how the hours would change as we change the number of people. So this is how I'd set out inverse proportion, very similar to direct proportion. If we have 3 painters and we have 12 hours, let's work out how long it would take one painter. Well, we've divided the number of painters by 3. We have 3 times less people. Therefore, it's going to take 3 times longer. It's going to take 36 hours. And that's where this concept of opposites comes in. If we're dividing one side, we're multiplying the other. Let's change this up again. This time we're going to have 6 painters painting a room. So we've doubled the number of painters, which means we're going to halve the amount of time. Multiplied by 2 for painters, divide by 2 for time, and it would then take 6 hours. 6 painters, 6 hours. So you can see how the two link up. Another type of common question that crops up is something to do with animal food or something related to that in a GCSE question. And this is another variable that involves inverse proportion, because you do have to think about these and is it direct or is it inverse, but this is another inverse. If you have enough food to feed 3 sheep for 18 days, let's see how changing the number of sheep affects the amount of food that you have or how many days worth. So let's say sheep's on the left of my table and the amount of food is on the right. And we've said 3 sheep, 18 days. Now, if I double my number of sheep, let's say I've now got 6 sheep. Is the number of days I've got going to increase or decrease? Well, the sheep are eating more food, so it's going to decrease. It's going to divide by 2. We're going to be halving it. So we now have enough food for 9 days. Once again, just showing that if something's being multiplied by 2, the other side we're dividing by 2. Let's say this time we're looking at we have 6 days worth of food. How many sheep can you feed? Well, the 18 has been divided by 3, therefore we need to do 3 multiplied by 3, once again the inverse. So 9 sheep would use 6 days worth of food. Moving on to some exam style questions then, this is the type of thing you will expect. So we have 15 workers completing a job in 8 days. So the workers and the days, 15 workers and 8 days. How many more workers are needed to complete the job in 6 days? Okay, so we're going into 6 days. They've given you a clue here to tell you that although the days has gone down, we're going to need more workers, which is great. Now, it's not an easy calculation to go straight from 8 to 6. However, if we went from 8 to 2, we would be dividing that by 4, and we would then be timesing it by 3 to get to the 6. So like direct proportion, sometimes we have to have that in-between jump to help us with the multiplication and the division to make them nice numbers. We're going to be doing 15 times by 4 because it's inverse, which is 60. So if we had 60 workers, it would take 2 days, but then we're going to be dividing that by 3 to give us 20. So 20 workers would complete the job in 6 days. The question is how many more workers are needed. They had 15, they now have 20. 20 take away that 15 means you would need 5 more workers. Inverse proportion graph is a graph that looks like this. It's the graph of 1 over x. Just make sure you know that shape. If this has been useful, subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.